Welcome to BIORATNA. Dear students, I am Chandana Sengupta and today we are going to discuss Phylum Chordata. There is one fundamental character required to be a member of the chordates, that is the presence of dorsal tubular notochord which is of mesodermal origin. We can understand the characters of the chordates better with the help of one hypothetical chordate diagram, the diagram 4.16, which is given in your NCERT. This is that of a hypothetical chordate where all the characters of chordates are shown. Let us see this diagram, and with this its help we can understand all the characters of chordates. This is its dorsal side. First you need to know what is the dorsal side, because we will be using this word very often. Dorsal tubular nerve cord, dorsal tubular notochord, etc. What is this dorsal side? If we draw, this is human being. We human beings, we are erect. We are standing on our 2 feet and we are using our 4 limbs for holding the things. The other organisms, we can see that they are on their 4. All 4 limbs are used for locomotion. So this side is dorsal where the sunlight falls. Here this side is the dorsal side, and just the opposite side means this one, it is the ventral side. This is dorsal, upper one where the sun rays fall. So this is a darker, the skin becomes darker there. Ventral side skin is lighter and softer also. This is anterior end, this is posterior end. The end towards the head, here it is anterior, this is posterior, and the 2 sides, they are the lateral. So this dorsal side, and in case of human being, our back side, though we are now on our 2 hind limbs, our back side you will still find it is of darker color. And the ventral side, the skin is more softer. So this back side, it is the dorsal side. The back side is the dorsal side. So here the hypothetical chordate which we are drawing, first we have shown the dorsal side. Now we are going to draw some structures. First, this is on the dorsal side, there is present a dorsal tubular nerve cord. This is not notochord, this is nerve cord. So the first point, 3 fundamental points we will be seeing. These 3 fundamental characters, first is, it is having dorsal tubular nerve cord, and this nerve cord, it is of ectodermal origin. This is ectodermal in origin. Fine. And this is hollow. So we draw this cavity inside. This is the cavity which is inside the nerve cord. This is its cavity. This is the cavity inside the nerve cord. Then just below it, there is present this notochord. Start a little bit from behind this nerve cord where we have started the nerve cord. Start a little behind. Then this is the notochord. This is not hollow. This is solid. So this is notochord. So the next point is, there is dorsal tubular notochord which is of mesodermal origin. This you have studied in basis of classification. So this is mesodermal in origin. Fine. Then, okay, one thing is this nerve cord, it is going to form the CNS. The nerve cord is going to form the CNS. इसके ये front side से इससे brain बनने वाला है, and from it this side the spinal cord will be formed. Now, I am going to close it here, and then okay, below it we are drawing the digestive system. So this is the anus, this is complete alimentary canal, and at the front you can see this is the mouth. This is the alimentary canal. In the pharyngeal region there are some slits present. These are called pharyngeal gill slits. So the third fundamental character is that they have paired word is also very important, meant on both sides. So it has paired pharyngeal gill slits. Thus you see that when we say nerve cord is also dorsal and notochord is also dorsal. So with respect to nerve cord, notochord is present below it. With respect to this alimentary canal, it is present above the alimentary canal. Means the notochord is present in between the nerve cord and the alimentary canal. So these three characters fundamental which we have seen, that is, this is dorsal tubular nerve cord, then dorsal tubular notochord. Notochord is of mesodermal origin, and the nerve cord, it is of ectodermal origin, and paired pharyngeal gill slits are also present. There are two more characters here we can write. This part behind the anus, this part, it is called post-anal tail. This is post-anal tail. So post-anal tail is present. You can say that where is it present? In case of human beings. Yes, in case of human beings also this post-anal tail and the pharyngeal gill slits are present, but only during the embryonic stage. So paired pharyngeal gill slits and the post-anal tail, this is present. This much clear? Dorsal, remember what is dorsal? Tubular means tube-like. Ectoderm, mesodderm, you are knowing that during embryonic condition, the cells get arranged either in 2 layers or in 3 layers. When it is forming 3 layers, outer one is ectoderm, middle one is mesoderm, inner one is endoderm. So from the ectoderm, nerve cord is formed, and from the mesoderm, notochord is formed. What other characters these chordates have? These chordates, now we will take the characters which we have studied in the same sequence from the basis of classification. That is, the first point, their level of organization. They have organ system level of organization. Organ system level. And then their symmetry. They are all bilaterally symmetrical. All bilaterally symmetrical. There are many groups, all are bilaterally symmetrical. Then whether they are diploblastic or triploblastic, means they are forming 2 germ layers, only ectoderm and endoderm, or they are forming 3 germ layers. They form 3 germ layers, that's why they are triploblastic. So they are triploblastic and they are coelomate. These are the basic all characters of a chordate. And one more character is there, that their circulatory system is of closed type. Circulatory system is closed and their heart is ventral. Heart Heart is ventral. Now you know what is dorsal, what is ventral. Heart is not situated dorsally, heart is situated ventrally. These are the basic characters of chordata. We have already studied non-chordates, so we can see a comparative account of the chordates and non-chordates. First point is that in chordata, notochord is present. This is a very basic feature. Notochord is present. On this basis only the organisms are grouped and kept under chordata. So here it is, notochord, it is absent. Now second, the nerve cord which you studied, you have just studied the structure of the nerve cord, and we have shown that it is dorsal as well as it has a cavity inside. Fine. Remember this, so you will be able to understand this point. This nerve cord, its anterior part, it will be forming the brain, and this part it will be forming the spinal cord. This will form the spinal cord. Together it is called CNS. So this CNS, it is dorsal. Dorsal to aap jante hi ho. This is dorsal. It has this cavity, so it is hollow and it is single. Whereas in case of non-chordates, this CNS, it is ventral, just opposite. This one is hollow, so this one is solid. Ventral, solid and double. This is double. Third, these 3 points only you have to take first. These are the 3 characteristic features of the chordates. Rest 2 we will write after that. This is paired. Pharyngeal gill slits are present. Pharyngeal gill slits present. Whereas in case of non-chordates, it is absent. We should never write just present absent, but here I am doing that. Fine. We have to write the complete sentence that pharyngeal gill slits are absent. The post-anal tail. Post-anal tail, it is present in case of these chordates, whereas it is post-anal tail is absent in case of non-chordates. Fifth point, this is the heart. It is here, it is ventral. Our this side is ventral, this side is dorsal. Heart is situated on our ventral side. Whereas in case of non-chordates, the heart, it is dorsally placed. This is dorsally placed. So this is the comparative account. This is the comparative account of the chordates and non-chordates. When we see the classification of chordata, first tell me bachcho, this chordate and non-chordate, this group was formed on which basis? This was formed on the basis of presence or absence of notochord. But then this classification of chordata is also on the basis of notochord. जिस बेसिस पे chordate और non-chordate 2 डिवीजन हुए थे, उसी बेसिस पे chordates के 3 डिवीजन होते हैं. What are they? First let me tell you, this notochord, we say that notochord is present in those organisms, they are called chordata, but this presence of notochord, it is not necessary that they are present throughout the life. There is one condition where the notochord, it is present only in larval stage. Present in larval stage. Fine. This is one condition. Then when the larva, it becomes mature, it metamorphoses into adult. Then this notochord is not found. There is second condition where this notochord is present throughout the life. पूरी जिंदगी भर ये रह जाएगा throughout the life. This is another condition. यहाँ तो खत्म हो गया. Mature adult में है नहीं. Here it is present throughout the life, whether it is larval stage, whether it is mature condition. And in the third case, notochord is present during embryonic condition, but then it is replaced by, notochord is replaced. It itself does not change. It is replaced by vertebral column. So this notochord, it is replaced by the vertebral column. Vertebral column. इसे थोड़ा सा समझ ले. इसकी confusion रह जाएगी तो बहुत दिन तक रह जाएगी. See, this is the nerve cord. This is the nerve cord. This is the notochord present below the nerve cord. So this is nerve cord and this is the notochord. Now in this third case, what happens? This notochord, it will be replaced by vertebral column. Column means it is a column. So this is vertebral column is made up of many vertebra. This is made up of many vertebra. It is also called backbone. You can feel it from the midpoint of our back. You can feel the presence of a backbone. This is the vertebral column, which is made up of many vertebra. Here there is the cartilage is present in between. This is the vertebral column. Means as if there are many bricks present one upon another to form a column, but the difference is that the bricks are solid. Here the vertebral column, which is made up of many vertebra, they are hollow. They are hollow from inside, so that from that cavity can pass the spinal cord, which is formed, which is the CNS. इसके अंदर से ये जो cavity रहेगी, यहाँ से होते हुए center से pass करता है the spinal cord, so that it can protect the spinal cord. Fine. So this vertebral column, this notochord, it is replaced by a vertebral column. This is replaced by vertebral columm. पहला स्टेज अगर आप ले लेते हो, फर्स्ट केस, दैट इज नोटोकॉर्ड प्रेजेंट इन लार्वल स्टेज. दिस इज फाउंड इन यूरोकॉर्डेट्स, also called tunicates. This is called tunicates. And notochord is present throughout the life. This is cephalo-chordates. एकदम सर से होते हुए टेल तक पूरी जगह ये प्रेजेंट है. So this is cephalo-chordates. These two together, they are called proto-chordates. These are proto-chordates. Let me repeat again. नोटोकॉर्ड, ये दोनों में नोटोकॉर्ड स्टेज में ही है. भले वो सिर्फ लार्वल स्टेज में रह के खत्म हो जाए या वो पूरी तरह से नोटोकॉर्ड के कंडीशन में रहे. ये दो नोटोकॉर्ड वाले हैं. हियर द नोटोकॉर्ड गेट्स रिप्लेस्ड. In the adults it is not found, and there is a vertebral column which now covers this CNS. It covers the CNS so that it provides protection to the spinal cord. Brain को तो protection देता है cranium, और ये vertebral column protection देता है spinal cord को. In these organisms where the notochord is replaced by vertebral column, they are called vertebrates. These Uro-chordats, or we call it tunicates, in which the this notochord is present only in larval stage, and the cephalo-chordates. These cephalo-chordates, in which The notochord is present throughout the life. These two together, they are called proto-chordates. They are exclusively marine. These are exclusively marine in their habitat. And the examples which are given for Uro-chordata and Cephalo-chordata, here there are 3 in number. This is Salpa, Ascidia and Doliolum. This is Doliolum. In case of Cephalo-chordates, this is Branchiostoma. Branchiostoma called Amphioxus. Amphioxus, or it is also called lancelet. Lancelet. Its body looks very sharp like a lance. That's why it is called lancelet. When we see the diagram of Ascidia is given. You see the diagram of Ascidia, then you see that its body is like a wrinkled sac, wrinkled cylindrical sac. This body is like wrinkled cylindrical and sac-like body or cover. Rather we should say sac-like cover. That's why they are called tunicates. Uro-chordates, they are also called tunicates. So this covering of wrinkled, cylindrical and sac-like. And then at the base, this is the foot. By the means of foot, it gets attached to the rock. At the base, what you can see, it is the rock. Then this is the foot. There are 2 apertures. The top one, it is the branchial aperture. This is branchial aperture and this one is atrial aperture. This is atrial aperture. 2 openings are there. Cylindrical body with the means of foot. It is attached to the rocks. And this is the diagram of Ascidia. There is one very important point in this Ascidia. There is a typhlosole present. How can I show typhlosole? Typhlosole is simply the fold of intestine, a big fold of intestine which helps in, which provides more surface area and thus helps in absorption of the digested food. This way it won't be clear. Let me show you. If this is the wall of intestine, we have to take just one page, then only we can show. Then there is a big fold like this. There is one big fold. Here the intestinal wall. In our case, there are many small villi. In their case, in earthworm also you will find typhlosole. There is one big fold. This is typhlosole. The purpose is the same. The absorption of the digested food, providing a larger surface area. Another important point is there. One is typhlosole, a fold in intestine which helps in provides larger surface area for absorption. Second, we say that it shows retrogressive development. What do we mean by retrogressive development? That type of development where the larva has more structures than the adult. Because in case of these Uro-chordates, we are seeing the Ascidia, which is example of Uro-chordates. In case of Uro-chordates, notochord is present in larva but not in the adults. That's why it is a retrogressive development. Now, when you come to Cephalo-chordates, they are also marine. They have notochord throughout their life. And that diagram, hypothetical diagram, which we have studied in the beginning, it resembles this Cephalo-chordate. This phylum Chordata, it is divided into 3 subphyla. First is Uro-chordata, also called tunicata. Next is Cephalo-chordata, in which the notochord is present throughout the life. And the third is Vertebrata. This is Vertebrata, and these Vertebrata, in them the notochord, it changes into vertebral column. So these two, Uro and Cephalo, in them it is notochord only. There is no vertebral column. Whether notochord persists as in Cephalo-chordata or it degenerates as in case of Uro-chordata, but there is no vertebral column. That's why there is one important statement over here, that all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. All vertebrates are chordates. This is not at all a confusing statement. See, all vertebrates are chordates. Of course they are. They are just one of the phyla of Chordata in which the notochord was present. That's why they were placed in Chordata. Then the notochord changed into vertebral column. But all chordates are not vertebrates. Not vertebrates. Yes, of course so, because it also contains this Uro-chordata and Cephalo-chordata. That's why all chordates are not vertebrates, but all vertebrates are chordates. Other than the basic characters of chordata, vertebrates show some other characters also. So, like in their case, the heart may be, it may have 2 chambers or 3 chambers or 4 chambers. 2, 3 or 4 chambered heart. Second, there is kidney for excretion as well as osmoregulation. Both are very important. The excretion of nitrogenous waste and the balance of water and ions, that is osmoregulation. Third, they have paired appendages. They have paired appendages for locomotion. What is paired appendages for locomotion? They may be limbs or they may be fins, as in case of the aquatic pisces. The classification of Vertebrata. This Vertebrata, it is a subphylum under phylum Chordata. So this is a subphylum. This phylum Vertebrata, it is divided into 2 groups. One is Agnatha and another is Gnathostomata. Gnathostomata. What is the, these two are the divisions. These two are the divisions. What is the basis of this classification? This basis of classification is presence or absence of jaw. Presence or absence of jaw. So there are some organisms in chordates which do not have any jaw. Jaw does not mean teeth. This is the jaw. This is one jaw. Here there is another jaw. We have one upper jaw, one lower jaw. In this jaw the teeth are inserted and this jaw gives shape also to our face. So imagine these organisms which do not have any jaw. That means their mouth or head, whatever you say, it will become circular. It is not having any jaw to give any shape. So these are the agnatha. This a means no and gnatha means jaw. So these are the 2 groups. And this gnathostomata, the jaw is present. Jaw is present. Now these gnathostomata, they are further divided into superclass Pisces and Tetrapoda. Pisces and Tetrapoda. What is this? This is superclass, not yet class. This is superclass, Pisces and Tetrapoda. And what is the basis of classification? The basis of classification is fins are present or limbs are present. If fins are present for locomotion, then they come under Pisces. So here they have fins, and if limbs are present for locomotion, then they come under Tetrapoda. So the basis is presence of fins or it is limb. Fin or limb. Now here Agnatha, it is not classified into superclass. उसे हम सीधे देखेंगे class में. So the last one, the class for Agnatha as well as Gnathosomata. Here it is only one class, that is Cyclostomata. One class, Cyclostomata, and the example, there are two examples. One is lamprey, and second is hagfish or myxine. This is Cyclostomata. The case of Pisces, they have two classes. First class, one class is Chondrichthyes. They are cartilaginous fishes, and one is Osteichthyes. They are the bony fishes. The Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. That means their basis of classification is whether cartilage is present or bone is present. Those organisms in which bones are present, in them cartilage are also present. But those which are only, they are cartilaginous, means cartilaginous, no bones. In case of Tetrapoda, here they are classified into four groups. One is Amphibia, one is Reptilia, one is Aves, and the last one is Mammalia. So this was the classification of Chordata. Then we saw the classification of Vertebrata. We studied the characters of different subphyla of Chordata and the different characteristics which distinguish it from non-chordates. Hope this session was useful to you. In our next session, we will be studying this group, Cyclostomata. Agnatha पढ़ेंगे जिसमें Cyclostomata we will be studying. Hopefully you have liked the video. Then please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all latest updates.